Today we're going to look at complementary and supplementary angle notes. We've already talked a little bit years ago about complementary and supplementary, but we want to go ahead and review them. Complementary angles are two angles whose sum equals 90. It's important that we know it's two angles. So not three angles that make 90, or not one right angle, but two angles who together, when we add them, they equal 90. Okay? So when I ask what is complementary angles, I don't want to hear it means they equal 90, because it's not that they equal 90, it's that their sum equals 90. Okay? A good way to remember that complementary angles equals 90 is when you have the word written out. What some people will do is they will come to the C and they'll put a little line on it so that it looks like 90 degrees. Okay, so complementary angles, two angles whose sum is 90. Okay? Complementary angles can be adjacent or non-adjacent. So they can look like this, where they share this ray in between, a 40-degree angle and a 50-degree angle. Those would be considered adjacent. And when you have two complementary angles that are adjacent, it makes one big right angle. But you can also have complementary angles that are non-adjacent. So for example, here I've got a 48-degree angle and a 52-degree angle, and 48 plus 52 does make 90 degrees. So these two angles are non-adjacent complementary angles. Okay. Same thing here. I have a 70-degree angle and a 20-degree angle, and 70 plus 20 does make 90. So these are also non-adjacent complementary angles. Okay? If two angles are complementary, we say one angle complements the other one. Okay? So another way I kind of like to think about it, if you think about complimenting someone, it means you say something nice to them, right? And it's always the right thing to do, to say something nice to somebody. So that's another way I remember that complementary angles are two angles that add up to 90, because a 90-degree angle is a right angle. And it's always right to say something nice to somebody, right? So it's always right to give a compliment. Okay? So if one angle complements the other, that means together they make a right angle. So when it says find the complement for each angle given, I need to know how many more degrees do I need so that I make 90. So if I have 42 degrees, the complement of 42, I'm going to take 90 and say what is left after I take away the 42. So I do 90 minus 42. 42's complement is 48 degrees, because together 42 and 48 are a complementary pair that make 90. For B, I'm going to do the same thing. I have a 23-degree angle, so I'm going to say 90 minus 23 to find out what the complement is. The complement is 67 degrees. Okay? And then the last one here, 89 degrees. So I'm going to do 90 minus 89, which is going to leave me with 1 degree. So 89 and 1 are complements. Okay? Sometimes you have to do some algebra when working with complementary angles. So I have angle A and angle B are complementary. If the measure of angle A is 2x plus 7 and the measure of angle B is 5x minus 1, find the value of x. What I like to do is, you can draw a picture if you want. You don't really need one for this one, but I always like to draw a picture. So I know if they're complementary, I do know that they are going to make a right angle if they're pushed together. So I don't know if they're adjacent. In fact, I know they're not adjacent, because one's angle A and one's angle B. So since they have different vertexes, they can't be adjacent to each other. Okay? So angle A is 2x plus 7, and angle B is 5x minus 1. I know that they're complementary, which means if I take those two angles and I add them together, it's going to be, so if I slide those two angles right next to each other, they're going to make one big 90-degree angle. Which means I can use my angle addition postulate to say 2x plus 7 plus 5x minus 1 should make 90 degrees. So that's what we're going to do. 2x plus 7 plus 5x minus 1 equals 90 degrees. And I know I said angle addition postulate, but it's not really angle addition postulate because these angles are not adjacent. So really, if I was putting this in a proof, after I'd say that angle A plus angle B equals 90, and this would be substitution here, the angle A plus angle B equals 90 would be the definition of complementary, okay, that I would use after this given statement. All right, the first thing I would do here then is combine my like terms, so 2x plus 5x is 7x. Then my constants, I have 7 minus 1, so that's plus 6, equals 90. Take away 6 on both sides, my subtraction property of equality. 7x plus 0 is 7x. Equals 90 minus 6 is 84. Divide both sides by 7. And I would get x equals 84 divided by 7 is 12. Okay, it says find the value of x. I did, so I am technically done with this problem. However, it's a really good practice to plug in your answer just to check your work, right? So if I plug that 12 in here and here to find out what A and B are, does it really equal 90? So let's see. 2 times 12 plus 7. 2 times 12 is 24. Plus 7 is 31. So this angle is 31 degrees. Let's check the other angle. 5 times 12 minus 1 is 60. 60 minus 1 is 59. So this angle is 59 degrees. So then we check, does 31 plus 59 equal 90? Yes, it does. Okay, so it's always good to check your work before you put a box around it, because you know you've seen me make mistakes before. It can happen. Okay? All right, thank you so much for watching. On the next video, we're going to look at supplementary angles.